Egypt, Tunisia and Algeria called on Libyan parties to cease escalation and protect citizens. Egyptian and Gambian foreign ministers call for immediate unrestricted aid to Gaza. And Egypt's foreign minister meets Ban Ki-moon to discuss Gaza crisis. The foreign ministers of Egypt, Algeria and Tunisia have jointly called on all Libyan parties to exercise maximum restraint and de-escalate tensions immediately. In a statement issued after the tripartite neighbouring countries mechanism meeting, the ministers stressed the need to protect the safety and well-being of the Libyan people. They reaffirmed their commitment to preserving Libya's resources and wealth and called for renewed efforts to build consensus among all Libyan factions. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati underscored the urgent need to allow the immediate and unrestricted flow of humanitarian aid into Gaza, stressing that the use of hunger as a weapon against Palestinians is unacceptable. Speaking at a joint press conference with a Gambian counterpart, Abdulati reaffirmed Egypt's commitment to ending the war and expressed for a swift agreement to the halt of the bloodshed. The two ministers also discussed ways to boost bilateral cooperation, agreeing to expand trade and investment. The Gambian foreign minister condemned the Israeli aggression in Gaza and commended Egypt's role in promoting regional stability.
Highest consideration of President Adama Barrow to President Sisi.
Egypt's Minister of Foreign Affairs met with the former UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon to discuss the escalating situation in the Gaza Strip. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ambassador Tamim Khalaf said Minister Badr Abdulati reviewed Egypt's diplomatic efforts aimed at securing an immediate and lasting ceasefire. The minister also described the deepening humanitarian crisis in Gaza as a consequence of what he called Israel's ongoing and serious violations of international and humanitarian law. Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati received a phone call from his Dutch counterpart Casper Veldkamp to discuss strengthening bilateral relations and regional security. The two sides also addressed maritime security in the Red Sea. Minister Abdulati reviewed the recent Yemen-US agreement and its potential impact on global trade routes, especially those in the Red Sea and the Suez Canal. Foreign Minister and Minister of Immigration Badr Abdulati affirmed the recent judicial ruling on land surrounding St. Catherine's Monastery preserves spiritual and religious significance. In a meeting with the accredited European ambassadors in Cairo, Minister Abdulati stressed the court's decision ensures the protection of the monastery, its archaeological sites and tombs connected to it. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati has met U.S. Senator Tim Scott to strengthen the strategic partnership between Egypt and the United States. They discussed cooperation across various fields and the importance of enhancing coordination with the U.S. administration and Congress. The conversation covered regional issues, including Egypt's stance on Gaza, humanitarian aid access, and the positive effects of de-escalation in the Red Sea on trade security. Parliament member Mohammed al-Gabalawi has praised President Abdel Fattah Sisi's national role in managing internal and external crises. In a statement today, he said Egypt's stability amid complex regional and international challenges reflects the president's strategic decisions that safeguard state security and national interests. He also highlighted the president's precise and responsible handling of both economic and political crises, emphasizing his consistent commitment to the welfare of the country and its citizens. Education Minister Mohammed Abdul Latif met with Shiraz Chakra, head of the education at UNICEF, during his visit to the UK. The meeting focused on planning accelerated teacher training program for new curricula and modern teaching methods to ensure high-quality education delivery. Abdul Latif reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to leveraging international expertise to improve public school education and empower teachers, aiming to enhance student academic achievement. The Ministry of Health and Population announced a comprehensive emergency readiness plan for hospitals during Eid al-Adha and the summer holiday season. Spokesperson Dr. Hossam Abdel Ghaffar said the plan aims to prepare hospitals and emergency response teams for health challenges from increased social activities and gatherings. All health directorates, affiliated authorities and specialized medical institutions have been instructed to raise readiness levels and strictly follow operational protocols throughout the holiday period. Homeland Defenders Party leader Gadi Abdel Fattah reiterated Egypt's historic role in supporting the Palestinian struggle under President Abdel Fattah Sisi. In a statement today, Abdel Fattah emphasized Egypt's unwavering commitment to Palestine's right to an independent state within the June 14, 1967 borders, with East Jerusalem as its capital. He highlighted ongoing Egyptian diplomatic and humanitarian efforts, including political initiatives to halt escalation, humanitarian aid convoys to Gaza, and medical care for Palestinian victims, reflecting Egypt's deep national and humanitarian solidarity. Alexandria Governorate was struck by a wave of unstable weather early Saturday, marked by strong winds, thunderstorms, hail, and sea waves exceeding 1.5 meters. The Governor, Lieutenant General Ahmed Khaled Hassan Saeed, closely monitored the impact of the storm and instructed all executive bodies to remain on high alert. He stressed the need for full preparedness, warning that the Governorate may continue to face varying intensities of rain and wind, possibly accompanied by thunder. Minister of Social Solidarity Maya Mursi has directed all relevant departments to raise their levels of preparedness as several governorates across Egypt face unstable weather conditions. She called on central department heads to take necessary measures to address potential repercussions. The ministry confirmed that Social Solidarity directorates in all governorates have been equipped with the necessary relief supplies to respond swiftly and effectively. Minister of Health and Population Khaled Abdel Ghaffar has ordered the highest level of readiness across all health facilities and medical teams in Alexandria as the governorate faces intense weather fluctuations. The ministry spokesperson confirmed that hospitals and health units are operating at full capacity, with extra medical teams on standby to handle emergencies. Authorities are also ensuring the availability of vital medical supplies and essential medication. Minister of Housing Sharifa Shibani has begun an inspection tour of the new Alamein city, starting with a meeting with representatives of a Chinese company, CSCEC, which is overseeing the Downtown Towers project. He later inspected one of the residential towers and reviewed a completed unit. The minister also examined progress on the iconic tower, reaching the 67th floor to follow up on work related to the Crystal Lagoon project. Irrigation and Water Resources Minister Henny Swelem has announced the launch of operations at the new Yusuf Canal barrage in Asyut Governorate. The barrage serves over 850,000 fidans of agricultural land across Minya, Bani Suef, Fayoum and Gi. The minister confirmed that the project's completion has surpassed 81%, noting it as part of broader efforts to modernize and rehabilitate irrigation infrastructure nationwide. The Supreme Council of Universities has approved the academic calendar for the 2025-2026 year starting Saturday, September 20th, 2025. Midterm exams for the first semester will take place during the first 3 weeks of November, scheduled by each faculty. The semester will run for 15 weeks, ending on Thursday, January 1st, 2026. Finance Minister Ahmed Khouchouk announced that a new export support program will be launched next week. He emphasized that all exceptional revenues are being used to reduce national debt, noting a $3 billion decrease in Egypt's external debt last year. Khouchouk added that the government is targeting a 3.5% primary surplus this fiscal year and is working to simplify payment processes for investors by unifying collection agencies. The Egyptian stock market recorded a collective rise for the week, with market capitalization closing at 2.2964 trillion Egyptian pounds, up from 2.2476 trillion pounds the previous week. Last week's trading saw a total value of 335 billion pounds and a volume of 15 million shares traded through 481,000 transactions. The Central Bank of Egypt will issue short-term government debt instruments worth 50 billion Egyptian pounds tomorrow on behalf of the Ministry of Finance. The auction will include 91 Treasury bills valued at 40 billion pounds and 273-day Treasury bills totaling 10 billion pounds. In sports, board of directors of the Egyptian Football Association, chaired by engineer Rania Boureda, has decided to open an exceptional registration period for Al Ahly Club to take part in the FIFA Club World Cup. The exceptional registration period is set to begin tomorrow, June 1st, and will continue until June 10th in accordance to the maximum limit approved in the tournament regulations. The number of foreign players allowed will be in line with the rules set by the International Federation for participating clubs. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Here's what we've been covering. Egypt, Tunisia and Algeria call on Libyan parties to cease escalation and protect citizens. Egyptian and Gambian foreign ministers call for immediate unrestricted aid to Gaza. And Egypt's foreign minister meets Ban Ki-moon to discuss Gaza crisis. That's all for now. Remember to stay updated by following Qnews for the latest developments.